All right, buckle up, everybody, because today we are diving into a true classic.
A classic for a reason, right?
Oh, absolutely. We're talking Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill.
Had to be on the list.
I mean, this book has been a bestseller for decades, and there's a reason. It promises a roadmap to riches.
And who doesn't want a piece of that? Right.
Exactly. But we're not talking about some get-rich-quick scheme here.
Yeah.
This is about rewiring your mindset for success.
It's about understanding the principles, the stories, the examples that Hill lays out, and they're surprisingly relevant even today.
Yeah, I found that as I was revisiting it, it's like, wow, this stuff is as relevant today as it was back then.
It really is.
So let's get into it. Hill's central argument, and I think this is a good place to start, thoughts are things.
Right. Like, what does that even mean? He wasn't just being poetic, though, was he?
No, I don't think so. How did he describe it?
So he believed that your thoughts, they shape your beliefs, and then those beliefs actually fuel the actions that you take, and then your actions ultimately determine what happens, the outcome. So it all starts in your mind.
So it's not just about wishing for something.
No.
It's about truly believing that you can achieve it.
And then taking action, right? Because you can believe all you want, but if you just sit there,
You got to do something.
got to make it happen. And that unwavering belief, that's what he calls faith.
So where does action fit into this whole equation?
Yeah, so it's all intertwined.
So we've got belief, and you said faith, and
He talks about like a burning desire being important too.
That's-
like you
yeah.
have to really want it.
not just kind of want it.
Not a vague kind of, oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah, it'd be nice to be rich.
Right. Everyone wants to be rich. But what is it that you actually want?
Yeah, what are you going to do? How are you going to use that? And he calls this, it's not just desire, but it's definite desire. Definite desire.
And the example that he gives in the book is of Edwin Barnes. So Edwin Barnes, he didn't just want to work with Thomas Edison. He was dead set on being his business associate.
Not even just work with him.
Business associate, that was his thing. And it was that clarity of vision, that definite desire that drove him to literally sneak onto a freight train just to meet Edison.
Wow.
That's commitment.
Talk about taking action. I
Yeah.
mean, he was really putting his belief and desire to the test.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He had to have believed it was possible. And he knew what he wanted, and he just took action, even when it was difficult.
So I guess what you're saying is this deep dive that we're doing on Think and Grow Rich isn't just about understanding these principles in theory.
Yeah.
It's about really, like, what is that burning desire within ourselves, right? That goal we may not even admit to ourselves.
Yeah, uncover that.
And then how do we use Hill's principles as the tools to actually transform those desires into something real?
100%.
Just like Edwin Barnes.
Just like Edwin Barnes. He's our guy.
So we've got desire, belief, action, all working together.
Or like ingredients, right?
Yeah.
Gotta have all of them.
Okay. But how do we cultivate that unwavering belief?
Mm-hmm.
How do we get to that point where, we truly believe in ourselves and our ability to achieve these big goals?
That's where things get really interesting. So Hill believed that you could actually program your subconscious mind for success through something called autosuggestion.
Autosuggestion.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds a little intense.
I know, right?
What does that even mean?
So think of it like this. It's about training your mind to expect success,
Okay.
to be a magnet for the opportunities that will help get you there.
Okay.
And so one of the ways that he suggests doing this is using affirmations.
Right.
And affirmations are basically just, repeatedly stating your goals as if they've already happened.
Oh, okay. So instead of saying, I want to be a successful entrepreneur, I would say, I am a successful entrepreneur.
Exactly. Yes. You're shifting your mindset from wishing to believing.
Ooh, I like that.
And the best part is that Hill wasn't just theorizing about this. Like, he actually saw the power of this belief firsthand through his son, Blair.
Oh, right, Blair.
Yeah.
He was born deaf, right?
Yes.
And he talks about this in the book.
He does.
It's an incredible story.
It's amazing.
So what happened?
So Hill refused to accept his son's deafness as like a permanent limitation.
Wow.
And so he relentlessly instilled in Blair the belief that he could hear, that he could speak perfectly.
Wow.
And he did this by constantly affirming this belief, both to Blair and, I think, equally important, to himself.
So he was really living that belief.
100%. And you know what? Against all odds, Blair eventually developed perfect speech and hearing.
I mean, it's truly remarkable.
It's a really powerful example of how much our beliefs can shape our reality.
It really is. So I have to ask, how do we actually make those affirmations stick?
Yeah, that's the $1 million question, right?
Yeah. Right, because I can say them.
You got to feel them.
Okay.
Okay. He talks about emotionalizing them.
So don't just repeat them mindlessly. You have to really, connect with that deep desire.
Yes, connect with that desire. Feel it in your bones.
So it's that feeling, that energy behind the words that actually makes them, take root.
That's how they take root. That's how they start to shape your reality. But, it's important to remember, too, that it's not all about mindset, right? Yeah. We can't just think our way to success.
Right.
Hill also emphasizes the need to actually back up that belief with concrete skills and knowledge.
So as much as we might want something, we can't just wish it into existence.
Nope.
We have to be willing to put in the work.
The work is important. It's not enough to be a jack of all trades.
No.
You need to become a master of one. He really believed that once you have that specialized knowledge in whatever it is you're passionate about, that's when you can really start to see these desires manifest.
So it's about identifying your strengths, your passions, and then really going deep, becoming an expert in that area.
Yeah, you become the go-to person for that thing.
And so you're saying it's this combination of a really powerful mindset.
Yes.
And real expertise.
Yes.
That's what, creates the magic.
It's the magic formula.
Okay.
You got to have both.
Got it. So where does imagination come into play? Because he talks a lot about imagination.
Yes, he does. He was a big believer in the power of imagination. And, once you have that specialized knowledge, he'll suggest you can use your imagination to create a clear plan for achieving your goals.
So it's almost like visualizing yourself already having achieved the goal.
Yes.
And then working backward and saying, okay, what are the steps to get there?
Yes. Lay it all out.
Okay.
And Hill takes this a step further, too, by encouraging readers to tap into what he calls creative imagination, which he saw as this link between our kind of finite minds and infinite intelligence.
Oh.
So that's where he believes, those aha moments come from.
Oh, okay.
Those flashes of inspiration that lead to breakthroughs.
Okay. That makes sense.
Oh.
But even with the right mindset, the knowledge, a solid plan, we're going to face obstacles.
Oh, yeah. It's not going to be a straight line.
Right.
There's going to be bumps in the road.
And sometimes those obstacles come in the form of fear.
Absolutely. Fear is a big one.
And he outlines what he calls the 6 ghosts of fear.
Yeah. The 6 ghosts?
6. That feels like a lot.
That's a lot of ghosts.
That's a lot to contend with. So what are they? And how do we fight them?
So the first one, and I think it's something we can all relate to, is the fear of criticism.
Oh, yeah.
That fear of judgment. Putting yourself out there.
Putting yourself out there and having people be like,
Exactly. Exactly. And, not feeling like you're good enough.
Yeah, we've all been there.
I think we've all been there.
Yeah.
But Hill argued that instead of letting that fear paralyze us, what we can actually do is use it as fuel to refine our ideas. Strive for excellence.
So it's about reframing that fear. Instead of letting it hold us back, we can use it as motivation to improve.
Exactly. Use it to your advantage.
Okay, so that's fear of criticism. What about the other ghosts? What if I'm dealing with, a whole haunted house of fears? What do I do?
Well, Hill suggests surrounding yourself with a supportive network. And he calls this your mastermind group.
Your mastermind group.
A mastermind
group. So it's like having your own personal board of advisors.
That's a great way to put it.
Okay. So how does this mastermind principle actually work in practice?
Okay, so think of your mastermind as your inner circle of support, Okay. These are the people you trust, the ones who inspire you to be your best self.
Got it. So mentors, colleagues, friends.
Absolutely.
Family members.
Even family members, yeah. Anyone who you really connect with.
Okay.
And you feel that they have your best interests at heart.
So it's about surrounding yourself with people who believe in you.
Yes, but also who will challenge you to grow.
Yes, and who will be there to offer support when things get tough, because they will get tough.
They always do.
Exactly. Hill believed that, 2 minds working together are just inherently more powerful than one.
Yeah.
And that this kind of collective power, this synergy, can really accelerate your progress.
It's like that saying, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together.
100%. That's it.
Oh, yeah.
Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Right.
And the best part is that Hill, he really practiced what he preached. He had his own mastermind group.
Oh, really? What was his mastermind group like?
Well, it was a little unconventional.
Right.
He called them his invisible counselors.
Right, because he, like, every night he would have these meetings.
Yeah. With, like, Thomas Edison and all these people.
No, Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, like historical figures.
He was very into it.
So he had, like, this dream team of mentors.
He did, yes. He created his own personal board, even though they weren't physically present.
I love that. And it worked for him.
It did. It clearly did.
That's so cool. It's like you're aligning yourself with these qualities that you admire.
Yes.
In other people. And, even though they're not there, you're using those as inspiration to fuel your own journey.
Exactly. And to kind of keep you accountable in a way.
Right, right. But even with the Mastermind Group, we've got the desire, we're working on our mindset, achieving these big, audacious goals. It takes an incredible amount of, like, stick-to-itiveness. Persistence, yes.
That's Hill's final principle.
Oh, okay. So this is it. This is the last one.
This is the big one. It's the unwavering determination to just keep going, even when you face setbacks, obstacles, doubts. And those are going to happen.
Oh, yeah, for sure. What about that story that Hill tells about R.U. Darby?
Oh, Darby. Yes?
Didn't he give up on, like, a gold mine or something?
He did. He gave up just 3 feet, I think it was, from striking a rich vein of gold.
Oh, no.
I know. He let discouragement get the best of him, just walked away.
Oh, that's rough.
And he later found out how close he was.
Oh, no. Talk about heartbreaking.
Devastating. But, Darby's story, it's a good reminder that success often does lie just beyond the point where most people give up. And, ultimately it was Darby's persistence in other areas of his life that actually led him to his eventual success in the insurance industry.
We learned from that experience.
He did.
And he was able to kind of channel that lesson into those future endeavors.
Exactly. He took that experience and he turned it into fuel.
So it's about turning those setbacks into learning opportunities.
Yes.
Using them as fuel to keep moving forward. But what about those times, because it's going to happen, when things get really tough, when it feels almost impossible to keep going? What advice does Hill give for pushing through those moments?
So Hill believed that one of the most powerful ways to fuel persistence is to reconnect with your desire, that burning desire that got you started in the first place. Why are you doing this? What is it that you truly, truly want?
Right.
Connect back to that. And he also talks about the importance of channeling your energy.
Okay. How do we do that?
And this is where he gets a little bit interesting with this idea of transmutation of sexual energy.
Yeah.
This is probably one of the more controversial principles in the book.
Yeah, it's a little out there.
But it's important to understand what he's really getting at. He's not suggesting that we should suppress or ignore this natural human drive, right?
Right.
He saw this is a powerful force. Sexual energy is one of the most powerful forces we possess. And it can be channeled, it can be directed into achieving those big goals, those creative endeavors.
So it's about recognizing the power of that energy.
Yes.
And then consciously deciding how we're going to use it.
Yeah, redirecting it.
Instead of letting it just kind of control us.
Exactly. That this energy, when it's channeled appropriately, can be a source of immense creativity, drive, focus.
So it's not about suppressing it.
No.
It's about using it. It's about harnessing it.
Harnessing it. Put it to work. He gives examples like Gandhi,
Oh, okay.
who, through disciplined self-control, was able to transmute his sexual energy into a force for social change.
Wow.
Impacted millions of people.
Wow. A powerful concept.
Uh-huh.
I imagine it's one that people might need to explore a little bit more within their own personal context.
Absolutely. Yeah. And, it really speaks to this idea of mastering yourself,
Yes.
your thoughts, your emotions, even your physical energy, and aligning it all with your goals.
It's powerful. We think about it all together, all these principles working together. The desire, the belief, the specialized knowledge, imagination, mastermind group, the persistence.
Yeah.
Even the transmutation of energy.
It's a lot. But when it all comes together, that's where the magic happens.
That's where the magic happens.
That's when the magic happens.
It's like you're taking control of your destiny.
Yes.
Shaping your own reality.
Yes. You are the master of your fate.
That's a powerful message.
It is a powerful message. And, that's what I think is so profound about Think and Grow Rich. It's more than just a self-help book. It's a blueprint for personal transformation.
Absolutely. So for our listeners out there who are, maybe they're feeling inspired, they're ready to take control of their life, achieve those goals they've always dreamed of, where did they even begin?
Honestly, I think it goes back to what we were talking about earlier about mindset, Embrace that idea that thoughts are things.
Yeah.
What you believe, you become. So cultivate that unwavering faith in yourself and your abilities.
Don't be afraid to dream big.
Don't be afraid to dream big. And find your passion.
Become an expert.
Yes. Surround yourself with those people who inspire you, your mastermind.
Yes, your people.
Your people. And remember, persistence is key.
It always is. And don't forget that imagination piece.
Yes, imagination. Because, like Hill said, whatever the mind can conceive and believe,
It could achieve.
it can achieve.
Boom. Mic drop. That's so good. This was an awesome deep dive. I feel like I learned so much even just revisiting this. Like,
Yeah.
Hill's wisdom, it's timeless.
It's so true. And the best part is that it's available to all of us, right?
Yes.
We can all tap into this.
The power is within you.
There you go.
That should be our tagline.
Love it.
Well, that wraps up our deep dive on Think and Grow Rich.
So good.
We hope you enjoyed this journey as much as we have.
Yes. Until next time, keep thinking big and never stop growing.